Hello everybody and welcome back to a new Jurassic World Evolution 2 video where we'll be checking out a good couple of mods that change almost every species I should say in Jurassic World Evolution 2 to resemble their more paleo accurate counterparts. The mods that we're going to be checking out are brought to us by HawkOwl1215, Rin Roby, or Robbie, I'm not sure, and Game Videos for Life. So there's a whole bunch of different mods here today. So we've got some in the lagoon, some in the aviaries, but a majority are going to be in this big enclosure here for many of the dinosaurs. But I think we should start with perhaps my favourite, the lagoon species. So you can already see that the icons have been changed, and different species also come with different subspecies, come with different variants based on separate species. So let's check out Archelon. So, this is Archelon, and you might remember that the Archelon actually doesn't look quite like this in Jurassic World Evolution 2 by default. So the textures have been changed, the shell looks a lot flatter, and the beak is also a bit different too. But it can function just as well as the regular Archelon using the lagoon platforms. And yeah, it just looks fantastic. I really love how it looks. And we've just got a couple others here. This one having the same pattern that it does in the base game as part of the marine species pack. Looking awesome. Oh wow, we got a purple one. So next up is Attenborosaurus.
This dinosaur,
Oh,
the
sorry. Shush, Claire. Just going to turn that down. There we are. Anyway, let's continue. So, yes, this is the Attenborosaurus. Oh, wow, look at that pattern. Yeah, so obviously many of these animals will not have the same patterns as they do in the game normally. So Attenborosaurus has been changed in that regard, but also in terms of its model, looking a lot more accurate to the skeleton and general characteristics that are kept by a Plesiosaur. And honestly, I really like this design. It looks fantastic. Next we have the much larger Elasmosaurus that did look a bit like King Ghidorah from those who've seen the Godzilla films previously, so let's see how it's changed. I can only assume that it has to do with the neck, because it is humongous. It is one of the longest necks I've ever seen on any animal. And Elasmosaurus generally does have quite a long neck in its depictions. And it fits well here. It's like the Mosasaurus of the ocean. And yeah, you can see it's lost those spikes that it usually has on its head. The teeth look to have been changed too, and no longer has those ghostly eyes. Now looking a bit more natural. It also doesn't have the weird tail fin that it had. So yeah, it looks really nice. We now have Ichthyosaurus. We're only releasing one here, but I could release the others. So all these animals do generally have different subspecies, or at least many of them do. So the Ichthyosaurus has, I think, 5. So I've only got 4 of them in this one. Let's have a look. You can see that it is a very different animal. It no longer has those cat-like eyes, and looks a lot cuter actually, much more natural in its appearance. And each Ichthyosaurus is different, so this one has a bit more of a classic beak depiction based on one of the... Oh good, they can perform the social animations. Oh look at that, you can see these Attenborosaurus having an interaction over there. So yeah, each one is different, so this one has a very thin beak. This one has a bit shorter, but sort of reminds me of Ophthalmosaurus a bit more. Oh, we're going to see it hunt. Picking up the pace and coming in to grab a tuna. There we go. So I'll release that other Ichthyosaurus that is the nominate species of the animal. With a really cool pattern, not gonna lie. Looks really cool. And I think the animal has actually been made a bit longer because it was very stout before. But now it's a lot longer, a lot more streamlined. Yeah, I very much prefer the more accurate Ichthyosaurs. Now we get to something a whole lot bigger, the Kronosaurus. And my oh my, is it colossal. So this is the largest plesiosaur that we have in the game, one of the largest ever to have existed, in the subgroup Plesiosaurs. But the animal doesn't really seem to have been changed all that much from its base model. Like, just the texturing and the colours have really changed, although I think the eyes have been changed, like they didn't look quite like that. I don't remember seeing the ears on the animal just there, so you can see the ears here. And I think maybe some of the teeth have been changed. Really not sure with that one. Let's find out other one. Are they the same colour? They seem very close in colour. And pattern too, but I could just be seeing things, not sure. But yeah, Kronosaurus. Hey, you know what? It actually reminds me of the Jurassic World, the game Liopleurodon. I can't be the only one that sees that, right? But hey, it looks really good. I love Kronosaurus in the base game, and having a different design for it honestly just makes the animal better. Now let's go to an animal that has seen a drastic change in how it looks, the Liopleurodon. So in the base game, it resembles a very crocodilian-esque animal, but now all those crocodilian aspects have been taken away, and we are left with the base Liopleurodon. Yeah, so it's lost all those crocodilian features that were very much a distracting characteristic of the animal before, and looks a lot nicer, I would say. I think the jaws may have been made a bit longer to be more accurate to the skeleton, and I think some of the teeth may have also been changed. But overall, it looks like a Liopleurodon and how it should. Got that massive head and those massive jaws. And yeah, I really like how it looks. Next up, we have one animal that has seen a bit of a drastic change as well, the Mosasaurus. Now, there are many other species of Mosasaurus that we will see a bit later. I don't know if I've included all of them, but this is Hoffmanii, I should say. So this is the nominate species of Mosasaurus. And it is colossal. Seems to be kept about the same size as the regular Mosasaurus, but of course having a lot more accurate mosasaur features. So it's lost the osteoderms on the back, making it much smoother, animal, and also many of the large scales that were present on the tail, and also giving it a proper fluke, which is known to be the main propulsion mechanism in Mosasaurs. It looks really nice. I like this Mosasaurus. We didn't get a prehistoric planet skin, unfortunately, but you can get somewhat close with some of the others. But yeah, I love how it's so large and streamlined. I'm sure this will become a very dominant animal in this lagoon very soon. I guess while we're here, we can check out some of the other Mosasaurus. Now, I don't remember which one this is, but I think it might be a slightly smaller species. They all have different patterns as well, so... Well, this one actually might be the one that gets... Yeah, this one gets somewhat close to Prehistoric Planet in its look. Just the jaws seem to be very much thinner, and the eyebrows are very, very noticeable. And even the fluke has a variation as well. Very noticeable stripes too. I think we've got the other Mosasaurus here. So I think this is Mosasaurus Conodon. Oh, get this look. Awesome. Oh, it's a green one. Well, this certainly reminds me a lot of many of the Mosasaurus depictions I've seen over the years. Oh, I wonder if they're actually going to interact. But this one does have a very different pattern with a lot more spots than what the other ones have. And a very vivid green. Looks really nice, not going to lie. And I think we just have one more Mosasaurus to check out in this video, and then we'll move on to the other species. Oh! Getting a feeling this is a big one. Oh wow, it is much longer. Yeah, the tail is so much longer than the other Mosasaurus. Look at that. That is immense. Oh, this one's got a bit of a long streak pattern and a couple of stripes on the bottom jaw. And yeah, it looks really cool. Wow, look at the size of it. So it must be a bit bigger than some of the other Mosasaurus, at least in terms of length. Like here's the other three, just here. Yeah, awesome. So now we've got Plesiosaurus with 6 individuals. So you can see, once they quieten down, they have lost that snake head that they had in the base game. Now, looking a lot more natural. I think the head has even been made smaller. Oh, Kronosaurus coming in. That's not good. But, oh, ducking and diving past the kelp. They really know how to motor when they need to. But, yeah, other than the snake aspects, it hasn't really been changed too much. Like, it still looks largely the same. Which I guess is a good thing, maintains familiarity, and also shows how the basic skeletal structure of the animal was pretty much kept the same. Now we have one of our largest reptiles in the lagoons, the Shonisaurus. very much like a whale. But the overall design has not really been changed too much. Like, the pattern has, but the basic model looks to be about the same. Like, it seems like it's a bit thicker than the previous Shonisaurus that you get in the Prehistoric Marine Species Pack. But overall, it does look very much the same in many aspects. Like, the tail looks the same. Although I don't know if it had a top bit to the fluke. Not sure. But I think the jaws have also been made a little bit thinner, and the eyes maybe a bit smaller, I'm not sure. But yeah, Shonisaurus is certainly one of my favourite marine reptiles in the game, and it's great to see it looking closer to how it would have in reality. Now, our last two species are the Tylosaurus and Styxosaurus. So the Tylosaurus had multiple species, and I think I got all three of them. So this is our first Tylosaurus, a very slender and looks to actually be a bit smaller than some of the others. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, this one is a whole lot bigger. Oh, social animation going on there. It certainly has a very different jaw, somewhat similar to Plesiosaurus, which is another Mosasaurid from, I think, around the same time. And we had one more. Ah, yes, this one. I think this one might be my favorite. Has the nicest skull structure, and I think is a good blend of the two. And is sort of the animal that I think of when I think of Tylosaurus. It's lost the sort of snaggletooth look of the base game Tylosaurus, looking a lot nicer in terms of the jaws. Oh, we might actually be able to see this one. Oh, yep. Bite him on the back fin. Glad the social animations haven't been inhibited by the modifications. And lastly, Styxosaurus, which also has 3 different species, all with different aspects. Oh wow, look at that! That is beautiful. So I think what's going on here with the Styxosaurus is that you've got one with a full set of fins, well, the sort of ray fins that's going on there, like the flappy skin on the neck and a bit on the back too. This one is clear of all of that, sort of looking more like a conventional Elasmosaurid. Oh, socializing? Really? Oh, okay. And then you get this one, which I think looks a lot closer to just the regular Styxosaurus that we have in the game. I think they're trying to socialize, but not quite working. But yeah, you can see you've got those flashes of skin on the top of the neck and also on the bottom of it, and around the shoulders too. But yeah, Styxosaurus is a very beautiful creature in this mod. Looks really nice. And that is all the lagoon species that were altered. I don't think... Yeah, Dunkleosteus, Megalodon, and Nothosaurus did not receive the same modifications because, well, they just haven't had a mod yet. Megalodon is looking like Megalodon how most people would want it to. Nothosaurus is accurate to Camp Cretaceous, but I would like to see a paleo accurate version. And Dunkleosteus would have to be shrunk a bit. But we'll have to just wait and see to... oh, look at that! I only just saw that. Wow. Just a little bonus scene for you guys. I actually did not read the whole mod page correctly and forgot that Nothosaurus and Dunkleosteus do indeed have replacement or just paleo overhauls. So first up, we'll check out Nothosaurus. So the design has overall been altered slightly, giving it more solid paddle feet with membrane in between the toes. The eyes are somewhat kinder, with more lizard-like eyes than the sort of crocodilian-esque eyes of the Camp Cretaceous Nothosaurus. The pattern has also been changed to this striped and spotted pattern. I think the teeth may have been changed, I'm not too sure, but the changes are not as drastic as compared to some of the other marine reptiles and other creatures in the lagoons. But overall, you're able to use it with the Camp Cretaceous skin. I just need to find where that individual is. There he is. So it works perfectly with this skin, and honestly, doesn't look half bad with it. The changes aren't too drastic, so it could still be believable as the Camp Cretaceous Nothosaurus. Now to the Dunkleosteus, which, for those who do not know, did have a drastic size change in paleontology, where it was once believed to be sort of the size that we currently have in the game as the official Dunkleosteus, but was actually shrunk mid this year, I think. So let's have a look. Oh no, last year it was, sorry. Yes, so the Dunkleosteus is now, I think, just 4 meters long compared to the 9 meters that it used to be. So it's about the same size, the good size, I think, bull shark even. Unless they only get to 3, I'm not too sure. It could be a small great white, we'll say that. Actually, no, small great white. A decent sized great white, I'll say. But it's also been found that Dunkleosteus' jaws are not as strong as we used to believe they were, instead being far weaker and probably about the same as a great white's bite, if not weaker, which is very interesting. And those aren't teeth, they are extensions of the jaw bones. So, a little fun fact for you there. But compared to the regular Dunkleosteus we're used to, this guy is far stouter and more compact. So, yeah, those are just a couple of creatures I did not record any footage for in the main video.